leave a like and leave a comment down below if, as you was growing up, you felt like you was fighting a whole lot of people, bro. I'm talking about as early as elementary school up until high school, even sometimes in college. I'm not gonna lie, I got into maybe one fight in college, but a lot of people felt the need to try to humble you, try to put you down, try to fight you. And nigga, because of a result of that, shit, you was just Royal Rumble. You was in a whole lot of fights. You was fighting dudes bigger than you. You was fighting dudes older than you. You was fighting dudes smaller than you. You was fighting dudes bigger than you. Bro, like, the insecurity did not have a type. You feel what I'm saying? And you notice, bro, a lot of the dudes that you fought, niggas was really ugly for real. Either that or they just had a lot of insecurities. See, you growing up, right? You were always inherently attractive. Even if nobody told you growing up, you were always inherently attractive. And when you walked into classrooms, especially growing up, and, you know, obviously, you know, in the time periods of, you know, everybody's growing up, you know, the boys are starting to realize they like girls, the girls are starting to realize they like boys, and the women just naturally gravitated to you, bro. Leave a like, leave a comment down below if you naturally just had a lot of women surrounding you. I know I did, and I didn't even fucking know why. My ass was so oblivious, I didn't even realize why women love to flock to me so much. Like, I had a lot more female friends, or I had a lot more females that were cool with me rather than dudes that were cool with me or that showed me. And as a result of that, bro, niggas wanted to fight you 24/7. Like, it could be a fight about some shit a nigga will probably make up, bro. You probably was staying out the way. Like me, bro, growing up, I wasn't too much of a hothead for real. Like, I wasn't really the type of nigga to start too many fights, arguments, or like I was just always an emotionally mature child. And like, growing up, bro, a lot of niggas hated that shit about me. They hated the fact that I was well beyond my years in maturity, and then I was well above them in attractiveness, because like I said, bro, I was in abundance, bro. There was women constantly around me my whole life. Women always flocked to me. They always felt safe around me. They always, you know, would tell me certain things. I even had a group of friends in high school that were all females, bro, and I was literally the only male, and I wasn't even messing around with none of them. It was literally because they just felt attracted to me. Like, they would come visit me in my neighborhood and shit, and they would come pick me up, and we would go out and do things. And see, when dudes get a whiff of that, when they realize, like, damn, bro, this nigga can just naturally attract women, and like, he doesn't even need to like them, you know what I'm saying? He can still just be around them and be platonic and shit like that. And, you know, it just builds up hate and resentment from these niggas. So they feel the need to try to come and humble you. So growing up, bro, you just got in a lot of fights, bro. You were just fighting a whole lot of niggas, bro. A whole lot of dudes. Like, I'm talking, I think my first fight I got into, bro, I was in like the first grade, bro. And I was fighting on the playground. Some dude was saying some out-of-pocket shit. I'll never forget. I think he said some shit about my dad. And at the time, me and my dad had a really good relationship. So as soon as he said that shit, I just blacked out, bro. We was on the swings and he was talking crazy about my pops, bro. Glass that nigga right in his shit. And of course, they always try to make it seem like you're in the wrong, because like I said, you're the attractive one, you're the easy target. So whenever you got in fights, maybe you had administrators or adults try to tell you, oh yeah, fighting's not the answer, oh yeah, violence isn't it, or they try to make it seem like you was scary or like you was some menace or some shit like that, because it's like, oh, you're attractive and you got the capability to be violent and shit. But it's just like, bro, I was literally forced in that position. Like, dudes was coming up to me, starting fights, picking fights with me, because they felt insecure about the way that I carried myself, even though I was completely unaware and oblivious to my attractiveness. I didn't even realize that all these girls around me, you know, they was talking about me behind my back in a good way. Like, they was literally talking about, like, yo, Mo is fine as hell. Like, which one you think he's gonna pick out of the group? Like, nigga, I literally had my pick if I wanted to. Growing up, bro, and I was still oblivious to that shit. But I'm glad I was, because it allowed me to grow up in a much more focused and controlled manner, that I'm not so fazed by female attention. And bro, when you was fighting all these people, a lot of people like didn't really see that in you, or like they didn't really like resonate that with you, like, oh, you got in a fight, or like you had to fight somebody. Like, I wouldn't think that this good looking dude would want to put himself in a position where he could get scratched up or you know what I'm saying, get hurt in a certain type of way. Hold on, y'all, let me turn down the heat a little bit because that shit loud. But you know, you ain't really like, they didn't really expect that from you. But you never seen yourself as an attractive man. You just seen yourself as a man with nuts. And if a nigga came and tried to play with you and they tried to come and fight you or they tried to come do some wild shit, you already know it's time to handle that. You know what I'm saying? And you just came from a place of pride. You didn't come from a place of, I'll never forget, bro. I was on the bus in 7th grade, right? And there was this one little Hispanic dude, right? There was these like couple of little bad Jones that be on the bus with us, and you know, we all sat in the back. And you know, obviously, you know, they was cool with me or whatever. We was friends, and you know, we would talk on the bus because we already had class with each other, so we already kind of knew each other, and then we all going on the same way anyway, so might as well sit and talk. So I was sitting on the outside, and then there was 2 females sitting right next to me. And usually, if y'all know, you know, in a bus, it's usually 2 to a seat. But we was fitting 3 on that motherfucker, bro. So these 2 girls, they wanted to come sit next to me, whatever. We chopping it up, we cooling. I noticed this little Hispanic dude, bro. He's supposed to be a year older than me. He's getting a little bit tight. He getting a little bit upset, and he starts voicing frustrations towards me. He starts like gradually escalating, and I didn't really realize what too much was happening until people started telling me like, yo, bro, he's testing you. Like, this dude is like, he's known as a school bully. Like, this dude, he wants to hurt you or whatever and shit like that. People coming up to me like, oh yeah, this dude is gonna do something to you. He's gonna do that. And I was just like, do something to what? Like, first of all, you coming to me telling me I'm gonna get my ass beat. I already know you're a double agent, so I don't even trust you. But second off, bro, who does he think he's gonna beat? Because I'm not finna get beat. Especially if I don't even talk to this nigga, or I barely interacted with bro. Like I said, he was in a whole higher grade than me. I didn't really talk to the 8th graders like that. I had some 8th grade friends, of course. But I didn't like, that wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't see the problem that he had with me. And looking back on it, bro, it was because I would have women orbiting around me. And some of those girls, they would be in higher grades, and they would be more attracted to me than to him. And he just didn't like that shit. So one day on the bus, this nigga crumples up a paper and throws it on me, because I'm sitting on the bus alone on this day, because I guess like everybody like figured like this was the day that we were gonna fight or whatever, because niggas came up to me, they're like, oh yeah, so and so, he said he's gonna do you on the bus today. When he gets off at the bus stop, he's gonna beat your ass. And mind y'all, bro, I'm like 100-pound soaking wet nigga. I got a nugget head, got a low cut, I'm skinny as shit. I'm nowhere near the physical specimen that I was today. And when I tell y'all, bro, as we're getting off the bus, this nigga done squeezed the back of my neck, bro. Grabbed my shit like this, bro. I was turning around while he's squeezing my neck. Boom! Glassed his ass, bro. And I still remember it to this day, because that was probably my proudest moment as a preteen, bro. Is glassing a nigga older than me. And I was pissed, bro. I'm not gonna lie. When I got off the bus, bro, I've never been that emotionally unstable in my life, bro. I was screaming. I was like, man, that nigga should have came outside. I would have beat his fucking ass. He should have came back outside. I don't even fuck with that nigga. I don't know why he wants to fight me. Like, I was mad, but at the same time, I was hurt and confused, because I'm like, why is everybody on the bus turning on me? And why is this nigga trying to fight me for no reason, bro? Like, that shit is mad weird. Like, that shit made me pissed, because I'm like, I would understand if we had beef or, like, some shit was going on between us. But, nigga, there was literally nothing there at all. Like, he literally created the beef, and then used it as clout, because other people knew I was attractive, and they low-key wanted to see me go down, bro. They was too scared to do something to me or to lose a relationship or contact with me, so they wanted to confide in this nigga. Lo and behold, they thought I was sweet. The nigga puts his hand around my neck. That was my first instinct. I glassed the shit out of him. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. We're sitting like 3 to 4 seats behind the back, and then in the back of the bus, it's like the engine right here. I knocked this nigga probably like 3 seats back, and he fell back on the engine. And when he got back up, bro, I just saw demon eyes. I'm not gonna lie. That nigga was mad. Like, he was really pissed, like angry, y'all. Like, I didn't even understand. Like, the fact that he underestimated me and I made him look stupid in front of all these people while he was telling everybody how he's gonna beat my ass, and then he ends up being the one getting glass. I've never seen a human being get that upset. It looked like he wanted to kill me. I'm not gonna lie. And that's the thing that you guys do to these insecure men or these insecure women. These people want to hurt you because their insecurities are so abundant, and you remind them every single day of everything that they're not, to the point where they're literally externalizing it onto you, and they just want to like literally inflict pain onto you just because you're the nearest attractive person to them, or you're just so attractive, or you're just so commanding of a room that they gotta challenge you. They feel the need to challenge you. And that was the case for you growing up, bro. You were fighting a lot. And you know, that wasn't even my last fight in middle school. I had another one. I think I had 2 more in middle school after that. Mind you, I never got in trouble for any of these fights. The most that I got was a suspension. And some of the dudes that were fighting me, a lot of them got expelled, or they would get, 2-week suspensions. You know, they were just getting in trouble because, like I said, bro, administration, they would do investigations and shit, and they'd be like, so what the fuck are y'all fighting about? Like, what's the issue? And I'll never forget, bro, there was one administrator. He was like, this black man, bro. He pulled me to the side. I wish I remember his name, bro, and I hope he's still administrating at the middle school I went to. But he told me, he's like, son, and he was a black man telling me this, you got to understand you're a black male. You know, out here fighting and doing all these shit, bro. Like, people are gonna run with a narrative that you're a violent black man, that you're this, that you're that, and I don't want that for you, and I don't want you to be perceived like that, because I can tell you're a good kid. You're just caught up in other people's jealousy and envy, and just to be real with you, that kid was jealous of you. The fact that he was telling other kids that he wanted to do something to you, and y'all literally barely had interactions with each other. I'm just giving you this advice as a man towards you that you can take forward. And I really appreciated that and needed that at the moment, because at that point I felt like nobody was in my corner. Like I said, my parents, they're getting pissed off because they're like, nigga, we sent you to school to get an education and fucking, go to a prestigious college. We didn't send you there to go fight niggas. So everybody's against me. Everybody's looking at me as the bad guy. And that's what happens when you choose to fight back as an attractive man. Everybody looks at you as the bad guy, like, oh, he retaliated, or oh, he beat his ass and this and that. It's because, like I said, you have natural pre-selection. So whenever you win, it's like people already expect it, but they don't want that to happen. They don't want that outcome to come out. And like I said, I fought dudes older than me. I fought dudes younger than me. One thing I was never afraid to do was to run a fade. Nigga, if you have a problem with me, and I knew damn well, like I said, I was never a problematic person. So that shit made me turn up even more, because I'm just like, I know I'm not like that. So the fact that you bringing problems to me, now I'm gonna really handle it and let out my frustrations. You thought you was gonna let your frustrations on me. Now I'm gonna let out my frustrations of living life with this fucking target on my head on you. And when people learn their lesson the hard way, bro, I'll never forget, bro. This same dude, after I did that shit to him, I don't know how the school allowed this, but we were back on the bus together. Bro, this dude talked to me with the most respect. He tried to befriend me. He tried to, find things in common with me. And I was just thinking in my head, I was just like, wow, this nigga's a bitch. This dude is a bitch. All it took was for me to falcon punch this nigga one time for him to respect me. It's like, hate is an extreme version of love. That's what I learned to recognize. So the niggas that want to fight you, or they want to beat your ass, or they want to do something to you, they want to rob you, they want to kill you, whatever the fuck they say they want to do to you, they really fuck with you heavy, and they fuck with what you do. They just hate the fact that it's you and not them. Because people are just so selfish, and they see other circumstances and they feel like they deserve to be in your shoes. When, nigga, you literally didn't choose to be in this body. You just won the genetic lottery, and that was it. It's not like you even made it your personality or anything. Like I said, you're just reaping the fruits of your labor. Just like these ugly niggas out here weren't getting no attention because you were out here looking attractive, looking good. Nigga, you was getting all the attention from the women, bro. That's just how life goes, right? You had the height, you had the athleticism, you had the good looks, you had the charm, the charisma, all those things. They didn't have none of it. That's just how the cookie crumbles. And a lot of people can't stand that shit, and they can't handle it. So They try to fight you growing up. They try to put you down. Even when, I'm not gonna lie, there's a couple fights, no contest. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna ever tell somebody I lost a fight. But there was a couple fights where it was no contest. Because I say no contest because I would get some good hits off and they would get some good hits. I'm not gonna lie. I did have my nose cracked one time beforehand. I don't know if y'all can kind of tell, but I did have my nose literally fucking, what's it called? Dislocated. That's the word. I had my cartilage, worn out a little bit up here. And literally, bro, I ain't even go to the hospital, nothing. I let that shit heal naturally. Just as a bigger FU to these motherfuckers. Like, you're not gonna ruin my attractiveness, nigga. I'm still gonna look good. You're gonna, you know what I'm saying, injure a part of my body and that bitch gonna heal back even stronger, dummy. So, shit, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, bro, another thing is, like, it teaches you how to fight, bro. It teaches you how to be a man in a hostile environment. You know how to navigate and move around, you know, people that realize, you know, want to hurt you because of your attractiveness, bro. And it's an important skill to carry on with your life because a lot of people later on in the future, you know, that are very emotional and don't have control, you might have to deal with them in that certain way. And so it's good to know how to defend yourself. So growing up, you being in all these fights, it taught you how to throw punches. It taught you how to defend yourself. And it taught you just how to be a man, bro. And understand that, hey, look, niggas is going to want to fight me because I look good. Females are going to want to hit on me because I look good, whatever the case may be. And, yeah, that's just my reality. And I accept it. And like I said, bro, I wouldn't trade those experiences for nothing. Even the high school fights, I fought a lot more in high school than middle school. But those were just two that popped out in my head. And, I was getting nice, bro. I was getting nice with the hands, bro. I was really, like, learning how to use my reach. And I was just, like, you know, I was able to fight dudes bigger than me. I was able to fight dudes smaller than me. I was just able to dominate in the fighting world. So, like I said, it's a very important skill to have, especially as a man. And even as a female, you got to know how to defend yourself, you know, being inherently attractive. Because a lot of girls are going to want to fight you, too. A lot of females are going to be upset at the fact that, you know, you look good and you got nice hair and they bald-headed. You know, it's just how the cookie crumbles. But we just keep on doing us, bro. Like I said, we let that shit shape us into becoming strong masculine or strong feminine women. And we just don't. We refuse to let those circumstances keep us knocked down. Like I said, y'all, it's important to know how to fight, bro. Y'all niggas need to know how to throw hands. So here was your lesson throughout your whole life. You're welcome. Thank God. It's Mo Bash in the cut. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Peace.